So it's safe to say Kieran McKenna is not messing around in his first summer transfer window as Ipswich Town boss. 4 players through the door, 7 have already left the football club this summer, and alongside Sheffield Wednesday, they are the current bookies' favourites to win promotion to the Championship. They're already showing a sign of aggression and clarity with this transfer strategy, and definitely identifying the areas where they're weak in numbers last year, but also lacking in quality. Similar to the episode I did a few days ago, you seem to enjoy that one, so we're doing it again with Sheffield Wednesday, of course, that episode. You can check that out, it's on the channel right now. If you like this one, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe as well. Hit that notification bell, it really would mean the world. We're so close to 2,000 subscribers. Like I said, delving deep into Ipswich Town's transfer business today and putting together a potential lineup that Kieran McKenna could use for this upcoming campaign. I'm sure full of competitivity and a lot of excitement. Right, let's get straight into it. Starting off going to transfermarket.co.uk to have a little look at what we've seen so far. So you can see on the screen right now, we've got the arrivals and the departures so far this summer. We'll start off with the departures. You can see Brent McGavin, Miles Kenlock, James Nord, the striker, linked with a move to Oxford United, I believe, but also Bristol Rovers seem to be interested in the striker's services. Tom Carroll, the midfielder. It says Leigh and John-Jules is leaving the club. He's not. He's just joined the club on loan. Bailey Clements has joined Chesterfield on a free transfer, and Thomas Holy, as a goalkeeper, has gone to Carlisle United. That's the departures. No real big surprising names on that list so far. There could still be more players leaving, but at the moment, they're the players all leaving on free transfers, of course, being released as well. So, they're the departures. Like I said, no real standout names there. I think Kieran McKenna is being very, very sensible. We saw the mistakes of last year. Too many players coming through the door. A lot of players leaving the club as well. It did need a rebuild. I'm not saying that. But was there too much of a rebuild? I think there was too much work done, or maybe a 3-year plan tried to be done in a year. 19 players joining the football club. Unfortunately for Paul Cook, that was probably the reason why he lost his job in the end, and why Kieran McKenna is now enrolled as Ipswich Town manager. But I think he'll learn that, and McKenna, I think he knows that right. I think he knows that. I think that's quite silly for me to say, but I think he's somebody that's very, very switched on. He might not have the pedigree as a manager, but he certainly does as a coach. I think he's somebody that is already building a real sense of trust around the football club, and he'll know the mistakes of last year cannot be repeated. I think he's somebody that's already coming in. He's being very, very clear with how he wants his team to play. He's clearly improved things since he joined back in December. And like I said, there's a real sense of trust. The fans really believe in what he wants to try and do in a long-term sense. I think that's exactly what Ipswich fans wanted. They wanted a long-term manager, somebody that wasn't just going to come in for 2 years, try and get them promoted, then leave the club. They wanted somebody that's young, that's hungry, that's aggressive, in an ambitious sense, not punching players and fans, of course, but in terms of somebody that I think is clear with what he wants to do as a manager, but he also wants to grow with the football club and grow with himself as well. I think that's exactly what Kieran McKenna is going to do. So far, so good, but like I said, a first summer transfer window, it's going to be very, very interesting. So looking at the arrivals, we'll start off with the left-back, Greg Leigh, an attacking fullback that's left after he hasn't signed a new contract at, of course, League One Morecambe. He's somebody that, like I said, with an attacking fullback, I think he's going to bring quality going forward, but also in that defensive third as well. He's somebody that fits that back 3 or back 5 style that Kieran McKenna seems to already have, I think, brought to this Ipswich Town side. I think he's somebody that's going to fit in quite comfortably at left wing-back. And I think what we saw last year was a lot of players come through the door, 19 in total, but a lot of players maybe forcing or having to be forced into a system that wasn't really suiting them. I think so far what we've seen with the players coming through the door, these players clearly fit those areas. They clearly fit in those slots, fairly comfortably. So I think that's really, really exciting. I think so far we've seen a real sense of understanding with all of the players that have come through the door. This lad here, Greg Leigh, 27 years of age, you're going to get his best years, his prime years, you'd say. And like I said, he's an attacking fullback with a sense of aggression going forward. He's also somebody that's going to create, I think, a bit of quality symmetry on that left and right hand side. So we've of course got Wes Burns on that right hand side for Ipswich, somebody that was amazing last year, somebody that was a real shining light in what was at times a bit of a disappointing campaign. Certainly at the start of the year was not the way they wanted to kick off their campaign, but Wes Burns throughout the season definitely shone through. Somebody with real pace. I think hopefully with Greg Leigh coming through the door, a bit of symmetry on the left and right hand side, some real quality on both flanks, because that's really where they get the width. If we look at the formations that were played last year, like I said, we'll come on to that potential lineup in a few moments time, but you can see they've got a left wing back, a right wing back. That's really where the width is coming from within that style of play. I do believe they have got other players as well, and we'll come on to the other sort of left hand side players, if you like, that do play in that position. However, Greg Lee's going to come in, he's going to bring great depth, but also, like I said, quality as well. Somebody that last year for Morecambe in League One made a total of 36 appearances with 2 goals and 4 assists, so 6 goal contributions for a fullback as well. He averaged a goal every 1,500 minutes. I don't think that's too much of a fair statistic, to be honest. He played over nearly 3,000 games, 2,999 minutes, nearly 3,000 minutes in League One last year, so not short of experience in this league. He's played a variety of clubs, Manchester City at youth level, he's played for Bradford, Bury, played abroad as well, played for Aberdeen, up in Scotland, so he's had a real sense of experience as a player. I think he's going to come into Kieran McKenna's side at 27 years of age. He's going to come in. I think he's a very, very sensible addition. I think it's quite exciting as well. So he's also Jamaican international as well, making 8 appearances for the Jamaican national side. And moving on to the next arrival, Dominic Ball joins on a free transfer from QPR, 26 years of age, 20 appearances in the Championship last year. He's somebody that at 26, he's had a lot of experience under his belt. He's going to be comfortable on the ball in that midfield. He's going to come in and certainly, I think, provide similar to Greg Leigh, but obviously as a midfielder, great quality, but also depth as well. He's played at a high level. We can see here where he has played. He's played for sides like Rotherham, Tottenham at a youth level, Cambridge United, Rangers as well on a few loan deals, Aberdeen as well, so he might know Greg Leigh from his time up at Aberdeen. So yeah, I think he's going to come in. He can play in a lot of areas as well. I think versatility is very, very important. He can play centre-back, he can play right-back. We probably will see him in that midfield as the more defensive player within that middle 5 that we've sort of seen Kieran McKenna play since he joined as manager. He's played for Northern Ireland at youth level as well on under 21. He's played for England under 20s as well. So I think he's somebody that's going to come in and he's going to bring in, I think, a bit of championship quality. Didn't play many games last year. When you look at it, 20 appearances, that's only 29% of minutes, 28% for that starting 11. However, I think he's going to come in, he's going to bring that quality that he has clearly playing at a championship level for quite a while. He's going to come down to League One and certainly, I think, bring that to a side that, like I said, no doubt has that talent in the midfield area. But he's only going to add more. A very, very exciting addition. 26 years of age as well. So somebody else that's going to come at probably the best point of his career. He's certainly going to be at the peak of his fitness. It's another exciting addition for Ipswich, in my opinion. I think it's one that also is very, very sensible on a free transfer. I think last year we saw a lot of players come in with decent, I guess, transfer fees, under their name. But I think with these players so far, free transfers, loans, you can't go wrong. And so far, you're also getting players that aren't 35 on free transfers. These are players that are 27. These are players that are 26, all coming on free transfer, played at a higher level, or played at League One in this division. I don't think you can go wrong. So, to someone else has also played at this level and done a very good job at it, Freddie Ladapo. Of course, he joined after his release or not signing a new contract at Rotherham United. Contract expires on the 30th of June 2022. A striker at 29 who made 31 appearances in League One last year. 48% starting 11 appearances, 11 goals and 3 assists. A centre forward that can also, it says here he can't play across that front 3, but I do think he can play off that left and right hand side. He can play as a 2 as well. He can play as a striker, preferably on that right-hand side as a right footer, but he can play on that left or that right as a front 2, which is ideal because that's exactly what Kieran McKenna likes to play since we came in. He likes to have had those 2 strikers, or James Norwood and Bomb do it as a 2. Piggott as well. We knew the attacking area was something that he really did want to, I think, improve. It was something that was lacking last year. Norwood, of course, being released like we previously mentioned. Bond going back to QPR. Piggott not really in good form at all. I think clearly that striker position and that attacking centre-forward area was something that he really did want to reinforce this summer. I think Ladapo is certainly someone, of course, there's one more as well we'll come on to in a minute, but I think Freddie Ladapo is going to come in and he is going to offer that quality once more. He's played at a variety of clubs. The list goes on and on. Colchester for quite a while, and at youth level, he's had loan moves at a few non-league football clubs as well. A few transfer fees to places like Crystal Palace, Shrewsbury, Southend, and Plymouth as well. But he's now joining Ipswich on a free transfer. Now, I did read a little bit about Freddie Ladapo, a little bit of question mark maybe surrounding his loyalty to clubs, a bit of a questionable exit with the Rotherham. I think there was a story back in January that he wanted to leave Rotherham before, way before the end of the season. So there's a bit of controversy surrounding that. Maybe that did hinder the fact that his 48 starting appearances, 48% starting appearances, I should get that right, He made 48 appearances. He probably would have seen off most of the season. But I think at 48% of those starting appearances, clearly you'd say that there was a little bit of maybe uncertainty surrounding his future back in January, but still making 31 league appearances, 189 minutes per every goal, 2,072 minutes in total across League One last year. And like I said, a total of 14 goal contributions in the EFL Trophy, in which they went on and won. He scored 3 goals in 7 games and an assist in there as well. So you got to remember, it's not just all about the league as well. He had that cup competition in which they went to Wembley and beat Sutton, I believe, and lifted the Papa John's Trophy. So he also scored in that competition and was a real lethal force in that competition as well. So very, very good to have that under his belt. I think he's somebody that coming in at 29. So they got promoted. Like I said, he played pretty much half of the games. Half of the games last year. Started exactly half of the minutes last season as well. He knows this league like the back of his hand. He scored goals at this league like the back of his hand as well. I don't think you can go wrong with this transfer. I'm looking at my notes here to say and make sure I haven't really missed anything. And what I would put here, and when looking at him as a bit more of a striker and what he's going to bring, a bit of aggression. He's certainly a powerful striker who does bring goals at this level. And I think it's exactly the sort of pedigree of striker they need to be looking at when reinforcing that area. I do probably expect another striker, maybe one more striker to come through the door. I don't know what Piggott's future looks like. We know he really was not scoring enough goals last year after he joined from AFC Wimbledon. Norwood being released, Bond going back to QPR. I don't know whether or not he'll be returning on loan again or what his future looks like. But ultimately, I think in terms of somebody that's coming in at 29, he's not too old whatsoever as well. A powerful striker, a tall striker as well, good in the air. I don't really think you can go too wrong. So Freddie Ladapo joins on a free transfer from Rotherham United to Ipswich this summer. The third summer signing, of course, for Kieran McKenna. And finally, John-Jules, a loan transfer from Arsenal's under-23s. Now, this one's a little bit more interesting because he's a striker. He's somebody that certainly can play also in other areas across that front three. But I think as a striker is where you normally would like to see him play. And he's had a few loan moves, I believe, before. Yeah, he had a loan move at Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday. He's had a loan move at Blackpool as well. So he has had other loans. It's not his first loan. I would say it's a little bit concerning if it was his first loan, because when you sort of get players from Premier League clubs, maybe top-end Championship clubs, but more these Premier League clubs on loan, it's brilliant to have them coming to your football club. However, a first loan can be quite damaging. Not damaging is a strong word, but it can be quite difficult because you've got somebody that's played, of course, youth football, of course, a fantastic youth academy, but coming down to the Championship or coming down to League One, coming down to that professional level is very, very difficult. And that adjustment period does take time, but it's not his first loan. He's played at clubs like Blackpool, Sheffield Wednesday. These are, fairly big clubs. Blackpool, I believe that was 2 loans last year in the 21-22 season. His first half was at Blackpool, his second half was at Sheffield Wednesday. We'll have a look at the stats of last year. Only made 1 appearance in League One last campaign, 11 appearances in the Championship, no goals. So this is why it's a little bit interesting, because he doesn't really bring that natural scoring ability yet. Very, very young, somebody that I think is going to come in. I think it's also with Kieran McKenna. I think I feel like we've spoken a lot about Kieran McKenna, but I think so we should, because he's somebody that clearly has managed and coached at a youth level. I think with Arsenal sending him on loan to Ipswich, they clearly see him as somebody with a bright future at 21. He's had 2 England under-23 appearances, so clearly on a national league, national team, and youth level. They clearly see a real positive with him there as well. But I do think this loan move, Kieran McKenna, he's proven to be very, very good with those young players at a coaching level. Can he coach John-Jules? Can he get the best out of John-Jules on this loan move he currently finds himself on? We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, the adjustment may be still looking to happen. Of course, 2 loan moves last year. That isn't always easy, having 2 loan moves, one in the first half season, one in the second half, because you do sort of sometimes, this is someone that's 21. His first loan move was at Blackpool, second loan move was at Sheffield Wednesday. 2 different leagues, different squads. The adjustment period, just as a person going to a different destination, different football clubs, is not easy whatsoever. So he does probably want to have some consistency. Joining Ipswich in League One, for me, I think with Kieran McKenna and that entire squad looking to get the best out of him, I do think this is something that a lot of people might go, I'm not sure about it. I think I'm quite optimistic, and I'm interested to see what Ipswich fans have got to say in the comments down below as well. I think this is quite an optimistic addition, if I'm being completely honest. Right, let's have a look at this potential starting 11. Now, of course, things can change, players can leave, but this is what I've got and created so far. You can see on the screen, going with the formation of last year, Walton, a goalkeeper that joined last season, and Kieran McKenna looks to keep him as that number 1 goalkeeper. A back 3 that hasn't changed, really. Edmondson, Wolfenden, and somebody that's got a brilliant name. Is it Donakian? Not a clue. I really do apologise. I think he's a brilliant centre-back, but he's got a brilliant name in which I can't pronounce. I cannot pronounce names, but he's somebody that I think in that back three last year worked brilliantly well. That back three under Kieran McKenna certainly did improve. They were leaking way too many goals in the first half of the season. I think already came in, I think, and improved it. It really did improve it. And I think that's exactly what they needed to do. I think when he came in, his priority list was, can we stop leaking goals? Hopefully the attackers will sort itself out. Unfortunately, it didn't really sort itself out because, like I said, Norwood got a couple of goals when he sort of got put back in the looking after Paul Cook left, but got a few here and there, but didn't really set the world alight. Bond was really that consistent striker. Pigott, like I said, wasn't in good form at all. And unfortunately, so Chaplin, of course, Selina as well, he was at the club last year. They also were very creative, did chip in with a couple of goals here and there as well. However, in terms of your out-and-out strikers, that was a struggle last year, and the final third was something that we'll come on to in a second. But starting from the back, starting from the base, that was clearly something that Kieran McKenna came in and wanted to improve, wanted to achieve straight away. And I think we did certainly see that because that defence did get better and better. Look, much more well structured. I think the structure was much better. I think the confidence of the back three was much improved. The ability to play out from the back is something that Kieran McKenna wants to continue to do. I think those back three, that back three also can change to back five with the fullbacks as well. Worked an absolute treat. We spoke about, a minute ago, the fullbacks really offering the width. We knew Wes Burns last year was absolutely brilliant. We knew his ability, really, in sense of his stamina to go up and down that right-hand side. Somebody that can also offer a brilliant quality going forward, but also can play in that back five, can play as that wing-back. He can help out in the defensive third as well. But like I said, that stamina and that ability to put a brilliant ball into the penalty area. I think in terms of getting in behind as well as a fullback, he is almost a right wing, right midfielder playing on that right-hand side. Also, as a wing-back, he offers great versatility in that sense. A different type of versatility because he's somebody that, is a right wing-back on that right-hand side. There is a real sense of versatility within that. I expect him to continue to do that next year. And, of course, I think he win their Player of the Year? I think he sweeped up at the awards last year, or last season, should I say. And I think we could see on the eye, he was a very exciting player. Now, a new signing on the left-hand side, Greg Leigh, we spoke about a minute ago. He can offer that. He can offer that attacking quality. Like I said, a bit of symmetry on that left and that right-hand side. Not scared to defend, which is always nice as a defender, or as a wing-back, should I say, but also very good going forward. That's exactly what Kieran McKenna wants from his fullbacks. Like I said, he's not really playing with out-and-out wingers. He's playing with your fullbacks as those wingers, but also has to have that ability to come back and help out. I spoke on the side here as well. Penny, Edgewords as well. These are players that can also do that job. We'll come on to the others in just a second. Burgess also can sit and play anywhere across that back three. Joined quite a big move from Accrington last year, so Burgess can also come in to that defensive area. But there's also fullbacks that can do it as well. But depth is very important. So I think we've also got to bear that in mind. And then moving on to the midfield two, Morsey, who played quite a lot last year, number 55. You also can always identify which player that one is. And then next to him, it's going to be Ball. That's in my opinion. I've gone with Ball. It might not be, of course, there are other options that can play in that position, but I went with Ball. He's somebody that, of course, like I said, on the board, be very comfortable in possession as well. He's somebody that's going to offer at 26 that quality, like I've already previously mentioned, at championship level, but also across Europe as well. He played, like I said, in Scotland. So I think this is, and abroad as well. So I think this is really exciting. He's somebody that's going to come in and, going to maybe get a little bit more at Morsey as well, which will be interesting to see what that midfield two can achieve. Can also play as a four as well with Leigh and Burns. Can he create a little bit of a partnership with Burns on that right-hand side? That's exactly what you sort of want to see. Those patterns of play are very important. We'll have to wait and see. And then in front of him, we've gone with Chaplin. Of course, someone last year who did play quite a few games of football, showed his quality when he was on it. Of course, Selina played in that position last year as well, and Chaplin was also sort of playing as that striker here and there. I think it's a big season for him. And then in front of him, I've gone with John-Jules and Ladapo, but I do expect Jackson to certainly be in the mix as well. I've sort of put John-Jules in there because it's exciting. It's a flashy new signing on loan, but I do believe Jackson probably will play with Ladapo, and John-Jules will probably have to break into that first team and break it, well, not first team, but first 11, should I say, with when he's given those opportunities. He will be given an opportunity, but I do believe Jackson and Ladapo probably will be that front two that starts the season, but no reason why John-Jules can't use that excitement and that flair and somebody that can come in and certainly make it difficult for Kieran McKenna when he's looking at a team selection, which is exactly what he wants, because last year, the strikers, he was sort of picking players based on, they might score today, but there's no guarantees other than Bond, you could say. But hopefully John-Jules can make it difficult for him in the sense that they're all scoring goals. Which one, gets the nod this week? And that's exactly what he'll want, and that's exactly bringing in these attacking reinforcements. They're the problems he wants to have. So that's the starting lineup I have gone with. Any changes, let me know in the comments down below. Similar to the Sheffield Wednesday episode, a lot of Wednesday fans have telling me which players they'd have where. So exactly the same, please, in the comments down below. Real sense of discussion. That would be absolutely brilliant. I'll be replying and responding to all of them as per usual. This has been my transfer breakdown and potential lineup that Kieran McKenna could use in this summer transfer window. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of this sort of type of content through the summer, of course, not long now until the till the season restarts, which is very, very exciting. Please do let me know if you want to see more. I've been Jack. This has been the Young Fan Podcast. Leave a like, subscribe. So close to 2,000 subscribers. I'll see you next time. Take care.